You avoid that question. What is the independence? Where is the independence of woman? That she has to carry the weight of the pregnancy and the man is free? What is the answer to this question? Answer, Vishal.
Woman is trapped by her body. She has no choice by her body. She must.
So, she is already dependent on nature's law. That man is free from becoming pregnant and the woman has to take the burden. Then, where is the independence? Equal right? Equal rights means sometimes man may become pregnant, sometimes woman may become pregnant. But why only women should become pregnant? And the man goes away and she has to take care of the children, beg from government or this and that. Is that independence?
For them, the independence has become contraception.
Yes.
I don't have to have the child, they say.
That means you commit another sinful activity. Then you become dependent on nature. You will be punished. The punishment goes to you. In this way, and the whole thing becomes cumbrous. So, where is the benefit of equal right? Phalena parichayate. We have to see the result of every action, whether the result is beneficial. If the result is not beneficial, the action is not beneficial. There is cases of rape cases. The victims are women. Why the victim is not man? Why? In every rape case, the sufferer or the victim is woman. And why not the man?
Male means predominator. Female means predominator.
Then where is the independence? Why artificial independence?
In this brain weight matter, the 64 ounce and 36 ounce, is that every male brain is...
No.
That is what they think you said, that every male brain is 64 ounces, and every woman is 36.
No, the highest brain substance found in man is 64.
They did not understand that.
So,
Say it clearly.
and the highest brain substance in woman found 36 ounces. So, that proportion is always there. It may be 20 ounce, 40 ounce, the brain substance in man is more than the woman. That is a fact. Always.
Is that in the Vedas also?
No, I am talking of the psychology. I am giving the name, Dr. W. Sarkar. When I was a student, he said, so he is a great authority in psychology. They are giving the date, but they say now they have improved. They are not any sense. But they could not improve this position, they become pregnant. For the last hundreds and thousands and millions of years, in the history we hear that woman is pregnant. We never heard man is pregnant. So where is the progress? If you are actually making progress, so millions of years ago, the history we hear, even Ramchandra, millions, Lord Ramchandra, Sita became pregnant, not Ramchandra. If you take history, now where is the improvement? Millions of years ago, Ramchandra, Sita became pregnant, not Ramchandra. The law of women becoming pregnant millions of years was there. And what improvement have they made? Now, they say they have made improvement. What is that improvement? Millions of years ago, Sita, she became pregnant, and Ramchandra did not become pregnant. Man did not. So what is the improvement at the present moment? Is there any instance a man is now becoming pregnant, not the woman? So where is the improvement?
Even all species of life is the same. In all species of life it is the same.
In all species?
In all other species.
Yes. Even in animals, the female animal becomes pregnant. That is the law.
Civilization, American Western civilization is now bewildered by this theory of women's liberation.
But how they will be liberated on this point, first of all let me know.
It's simply crazy.
They may bring up the argument that they are not concerned that they have to bear children, just as long as they could be superior.
Oh, the argument is that you go on beating me with shoes, still I am independent. I don't mind you are beating me with shoes, but I am independent. It is argument like that.
There were supposed to be some aldermen here, but one of them was a woman, and it has been on the news already about what you said, and she doesn't want to come now.
Alderman?
They're like city councilmen. In this case, it's a city council woman. So she has refused to come because there's been a lot of publicity now created. They are speaking on the radio that the Swamiji has come to solve all the problems by saying that woman is inferior to men.
Yes, that's a fact. So what the man says?
They are being quiet. They are too afraid to speak.
That means they are accepting. When they are quiet, quiet means maunam sammati lakshana. If there is some argument and you remain quiet, that means indirectly we accept.
They are thinking that if the man were to speak out, then he would not be able to get his sex pleasure. The woman would withhold sex pleasure from the man if he were to speak out.
No, that is not possible. At least in America I know, they pay man for sex. It is not a fact.
I didn't hear shit about that.
Sometimes woman pays man for sex play.
Sometimes, yes.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada?
Yes.
There is one lady, she would like to come and see. She is the mother of one of our devotees. But she is coming wearing tilak and a bead bag.
Very good. But I am not speaking of my experience. When we speak from the Shastra. So, this woman's dependence is described in Manusanga. And there are many instances, just like Kunti. Kunti was not ordinary woman. She was very learned and exalted woman.
This is one point that in our devotional line, there are spiritual leaders who have been women, such as Kunti. She gave...
But still, that's why I say, that still she remained dependent on their son. That is my proposal. Just like the sons, they lost the game and they are to be banished. Kunti was not banished. So when the sons went to forest, Kunti also followed. Because she thought that I am widow, I am dependent on my sons, so wherever my sons will remain, I shall remain. She did not lose the game, neither she was ordered to go to the forest. Similarly, Sita, wife of Lord Ramchandra. Lord Ramchandra was requested by his father to go to the forest. Not Sita. Sita was also a king's daughter. So she could go to her father, that my husband is going to the forest, let me go to my father's house. She did not go. She preferred that I shall go with my husband. So when the husband said that you are not banished, you stay at home, she said, no, I am dependent on you. Wherever you shall go, I must go. This is Vedic culture.
Her virtue was her chastity. Her chastity was her great virtue.
Yes, that is the thing.
Nowadays that is no...
Nowadays may be different, but I am speaking of the Vedic ideas, that woman in all circumstances, unless the husband is crazy or something like that, mad, or in every case, the instance is that wife is faithful and subservient to the husband. That is the Vedic culture. Even the husband goes out of home, vanaprastha, the wife also goes with him. When he takes sannyas, at that time there is no accompaniment of wife. Otherwise, in grihastha life and even vanaprastha life, the wife is constant companion and subservient. That is the history of Vedic culture. History, Gandhari, because her husband was blind, so when the marriage settlement was done, she was not blind, but she voluntarily became blind by wrapping cloth.
She remained with a cloth wrap for her whole life?
Whole life.
Whole life.
She voluntarily became blind. And up to the last point of her husband's precarious condition, she remained with him. These are the examples. There are other examples. Damayanti. They became so poor that they had no clothing. So the one cloth divided into two, husband and wife. So these instances are in the Vedic literature, that wife remains always faithful and subservient to the husband. That is their purpose. Now the Americans may not like this idea, that is different thing. But we are speaking of the Vedic culture. And these are the instances, vivid instances, why Sita accompanied her husband. And because she accompanied her husband in the jungle, the war between Ram and Ravan became possible. And it is the advice that when you go to other countries, you should not take your wife. Pathe nari vibhajyate. Because it may create some trouble. But still, the faithful wife goes with the husband.
You used the example of this, that woman is less intelligent of the size of the brain, given by one professor in 1920. So they took offense to this because their idea is that what might have been scientific fact in 1920, in 1975, is not scientific fact.
And where is the proof? And from 1920 to 1975, where is a woman who is extraordinarily bigger than man?
Well, they might be able to bring some scientist who will say in 1975 that according to their calculations, there is no difference between the brain of a woman and the brain of a man. In other words, that what is considered scientific fact, that changes according to the social ideas that are prevalent at a particular time.
Social ideas, there is no standard social idea. There is another. You can change in any way. But so far physiological condition, that has not changed. The feature of the woman's body has not changed. How the brain will change. The bodily feature of woman, as it was in 1920, it is still going on. Outwardly we see. How inwardly it is changed. In 1920, the woman was becoming pregnant. There is no change now. The man is pregnant. So how you say there is change?
I don't know, but she said that they have spoken to scientists, and that scientists say that the woman's brain, now a scientist says a woman's brain and a man's brain is not different.
No. She said that even though the woman's brain may be smaller, that doesn't make a difference of intelligence.
So they think it is the creases in the brain. Just like Einstein had a very small brain, but there were many creases. So they said that's why he was very intelligent, because there were creases. That's what they were.
But since 1920 to up to that, in the history, there have been many great personalities, or very prominent personalities. But where is the history that woman greater than the man or equal to the man?
They have a standard answer to that the women have always been oppressed, that the women could have become great philosophers and writers and politicians, but they're always kept in the home. So now they're going to change this, they say. It's only due to the man's oppressing them and keeping them down.
This pregnancy is also pressing. The man has pressed to become pregnant. Is it man's pressure or nature's?
Of course, they will try to stop that. through contraceptive methods and abortion, they will try to
That is
stop
not
marriage.
stopping, that is artificially taking some other measures. That is not stopping.
The two countries that have women as leaders are in the headlines all the time. Like Israel, Golda Meir, there's always war between there and Egypt.
Argentina also.
Argentina and India, now there will be war. Wherever there is woman in charge, there is war. Destruction. But they think because they are in charge, that proves they are equal.
I think in Indian history, she is the first woman to be in charge of the state. Before her, there is no instance of woman becoming in charge.
In Sri Lanka also they have women in charge. That is also considered Indian.
According to Manu Samhita, which is Vedic laws, it is said that woman is not to be given freedom. They are to be protected. According to Vedic civilization, women, children, old men, Brahman and cow, they are to be given protection. The state should give protection. The defect of modern civilization is that vox populi.
Yes.
Everything is passed by popular vote. But that is also defective.
You brought that out nicely by
Yeah.
giving the example of Nixon.
Yeah.
He received the largest popular vote in any president in the history. And he was also then pulled down.
Indira Gandhi also.
Yes,
She got the largest number of votes.
even more than her father she received.
So what is the value of these votes? If by vote, if you select a wrong man, and again you try to drag him down, then what is the use of this popular vote? In a communist country, it is called Khrushchev. He was the head. Now nobody knows where he is.
Stalin also, he was,
Stalin died.
but after he died, they completely discredited him. They pulled down his statues and he was completely disgraced.
Non-person.
Huh?
A non-person, they call him.
None?
It's the word they give, like Khrushchev also is a non-person.
None.
Well, they consider them not to have existed.
Oh.
It is such a, in that way they have disgraced.
Yes, from the history.
Yes.
it will create some agitation.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Is it NBC?
No, it's a local station.
No, it's NBC.
NBC. They may put that on nationwide. That is such hot news.
I was seeing one of these Time magazines. On the rear page, they have and they're advertising a cigarette that is especially meant for women. It's a slimmer size. The larger size is for the man, the slimmer size is for the woman. And the title of the advertisement, they show one picture of a woman cleaner, sweeper. She is cleaning the floors. This picture was taken in the 1920s. It was taken in Washington, D.C. because in the background they show the Capitol building is there in Washington, D.C. So then they have a picture of a modern woman. She's sitting there looking very nice. And they say that you've come a long way, baby. That whereas in the 1920s you were sweeping the floors, and now you're sitting on a throne.
So you accept this cigarette?
Yes. This cigarette is meant just for you, to show that you're superior.
I think there are some objection, women taking this objection, why women's idols should be displayed in the shopkeepers' windows.
The mannequins.
Yeah. There are some protests. Generally, they keep the dolls of women, beautiful women. So there are some protests.
They even now have protested.
And advertisement also, women's pictures and some.
Yes.
So why they are taking women's pictures? We also say the maid servant, 1920, now she has become a woman. There are many men like that. Why not men? Why they are taking advantage of the woman? Why there is no protest? Why are taking? There are many men who have improved from 1920 up to that. Why don't you give that picture? Why woman's picture? Where is the protest? Whenever there is some fashion dress, the woman's picture is there. Why? Is there any protest by the woman for this? Why you are taking advantage of women?
These days, the men are doing that also more and more. Dressing up so fancy and getting their pictures in the magazines.
Of women?
Men also.
Men.
Nowadays, men are also doing that. Thinking that it's so important to dress in fancy
Not
clothes.
dress, that's all right. But generally, they present woman's picture.
Yes, they protest that this shows that woman is being exploited.
Yes.
Actually, they are just feeling frustrated because it is a fact that woman has been exploited by the men. So now they want to counteract this.
No, we don't say that women should be exploited by men.
Yes.
We say the man should be responsible and give protection to women.
But they feel so angry from the exploitation that they cannot accept that actually a man could protect them.
That is bad experience. But the ideal is different. Ideal is the man must be first class and he must be responsible to take care of the woman and she should be given all protection, all necessities. That is the duty of man. Just like father takes the charge of his daughter. Similarly, husband should take charge of the woman. And similarly, elderly sons also took charge of the woman. The father never exploits the daughter. She gives all protection. That is the duty of the husband also. When she is grown up, she cannot remain under the protection of father. She is given therefore to a suitable boy to take charge. But the charge is the same, to give protection, all comforts. And because there is no first-class man to take charge of the woman, they are declaring independence. All the men are doing that. They keep girlfriend, make her pregnant and goes out.
In that sense, we can say that the women are inferior, but the men also, they are not first class. They're also there.
That we also say. Yes. There is no first class man. So if there is first class man, then whole question is solved.
The men are behaving just like dogs.
Huh?
Just like dogs.
Yes.
Today in the hotel where we went, there was one barber shop, and the name of the barber shop was the home of the dog.
That's it?
Yes.
What is the meaning?
Well, the idea is that the haircuts of the men are so long, they look like
Dogs.
shaggy dogs.
After all these questions can be solved if people become Krishna conscious. There is no such discrimination. Pandita samadavsi, kama sarveshu bhute. These distinctions are there on the material platform. On the spiritual platform, there is no such distinction.
Well, that is something that the reporters did not understand. This point was not discussed very fully. That actually we are not unkind to women. We are not exploiting them as others do. Because one who is in the spiritual life, he feels he is equal to men, women, does not matter.
So you can write that spiritually there is no such distinction. Spiritually, Krishna says that although there is distinction in the material field, low and high, but the one who takes shelter of me, man hi partha vipasritya, Jepishu papajuna, striya vishyastathasu. Find out this verse.
Namhi Parthya Vyapashuta, Yepi Supapayoniya, Stiyogaisha Pipa Sudras, Tepi Yanti Paramgati. O son of Prita, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination. Purport. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service there is no distinction between the lower or higher classes of people. In the material consider the great jnanis and yogis.
This point of Krishna consciousness is very difficult to understand, and it would only be possible for a very few persons to grasp this truth. Therefore, you are encouraging us to introduce the proper social system so that gradually people may understand. Otherwise, they could never accept Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness is understood by the first class man. In the social system, if you don't keep a first class man for section, then it will not be possible. Society. Or if next alternative that everyone agrees to chant Hare Krishna, then it is. That is the simplest method. You become first class or last class, doesn't matter. You take to this chanting Hare Krishna mantra, then you become equally in spiritual consciousness. So it is already published in the paper.
Well, all the radio stations are carrying it, and the TV will probably have it tonight. Actually, this one purport might clarify the disagreement. They may not be so angry.
Why do they not understand by nature's discrimination the woman is put into greater difficulty by bearing child?
That is the one thing they cannot avoid, cannot escape.
Why? This arrangement is by nature. How they can change it?
Someone was telling me that there have been many instances that when women are being taken to the hospital to give birth to their children, they're in the ambulance and they're experiencing the pains, that they are cursing their husbands.
Yeah.
Why you have given me this pain?
Yeah. The birth pain is very severe.
They vow never to have sex again at that time. But
that sloka I was Timpantane ha kripana bahudukkavat. The sex life and the after effects are full of miserable condition. So once they have sex life, women become pregnant, and the painful condition are past. But still he or she is not satisfied, again takes the same thing, entailed by so many sufferings. Tippanta neha kripana, because he has no knowledge, he commits the same thing again.
Chewing the chew.
Both of them suffer. But irresponsible father avoids, then the both suffering comes on the woman. She suffers the pain, birth pain, and suffers to raise the children. And the man goes out. How they are going to solve this problem? What is their answer? They become dependent on the man during sex life and purchases the pain, birth pain, and accuses the husband. And then, when the child is born, she has to take care. The father may go away. The mother cannot give her the care of the children out of affection. She is carrying two children. So, these are the after effects. So, can the woman avoid sex? It is entailed with so much sufferings. She submits to everything independent. Therefore, if one is spiritually advanced, then she becomes. She can become equally. Spiritually advanced man and woman, they will. So long one is materially engaged, this is not possible.
Srila Prabhupada, in Winnipeg, there's one very pious East Indian man who is, for many years has been worshipping Lord Śiva. And his wife is also a very, quite chaste woman and sincere follower. And so were her parents of Lord Śiva. And he is reading your Bhagavad Gita, and he visits our temple, and I have given him the first volume of Canto 4, which discusses Lord Śiva a great deal. And in there he has read in one of your purports that Krishna is more pleased when you worship his devotee than when you worship him directly. And Lord Śiva is a very great devotee of Krishna. So he has now interpreted that to mean that if he worships Lord Śiva so nicely, then actually he is pleasing Krishna more. So he is experiencing some difficulty because of this. And I'm not quite sure how to instruct him. But actually...
Difficulty?
That our godbrother has difficulty in replying to this interpretation. That Krishna says, you can please me by worshipping my devotee. And Lord Śiva is the devotee of Krishna. So therefore this man says, then I shall worship Lord Śiva, and that way I shall please Krishna.
If he accepts Lord Śiva as devotee of Krishna, then by worshipping Lord Śiva he will benefit. If he thinks Lord Śiva is independent, then he will not benefit.
I've got him to accept that Lord Śiva is devotee of Krishna, but there's no practical instruction in his worldly activities coming.
No, Vaiṣṇavanang yatha Sambhu. Among the Vaiṣṇavas, Sambhu, Lord Śiva is the greatest Vaiṣṇava. So we worship Lord Śiva as Vaiṣṇava. He gives respect to Vaiṣṇava. So why not Lord Śiva? Lord Śiva is a big Vaiṣṇava. But generally the devotees of Lord Śiva, they take Lord Śiva is independent God. That is offensive. If you know that Lord Śiva is also a devotee, you can give more respect to Lord Śiva. Krishna will be pleased.
Srila Prabhupada, he does not chant Hare Krishna, he chants Om Shivaya Namaha.
That's all right.
It's all right.
He will gradually become devotee.
Yes.
When God, Lord Śiva will be pleased upon him, he will advise.
He is already trying to tell him to follow in your footsteps, Srila. So just before I left, he said he will try once again to chant 16 rounds. Hare Krishna. He has tried already. He has a tape of...
If he simply understands that Lord Śiva is a Vaishnava, and if you worship Lord Śiva, then he will get the benefit.
I was just thinking that in Hyderabad, you also spoke something very unpopular. When you were discussing about the worship of Lord Śiva and Lord Krishna, and you used the example of the milk and the curd.
Yeah.
And one man in the audience, he asked you, who's the milk and who's the curd? And you said that Krishna is the milk and Shiva is the curd. And that was, he did not like that.
There is milk and the curd. So one must become milk, one must become curd. So, if Krishna is the origin of everything, then he must be the milk. Sarva karana karanam. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva karana karanam. See, he is the cause of all causes. So, if milk is the cause of curd, then Krishna is the milk. Come on. Cause of all causes.
Hare Krishna. I thank all the devotees for listening to the lectures of Srila Prabhupada daily. So if you are not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, Shri Gaurokavani. So we have uploaded so many lectures. You can listen to the lectures. If you go to the playlist section, we have so many lectures uploaded. If you go to the playlist section, we have a playlist section here. We have uploaded so many lectures. You can go through these lectures. Letter of instruction, drama of Lord Jagannath, lectures on Lord Narasimha, and Ram Leela, and Nectar of Devotion, Ishopanishad, Nectar of Devotion 17 lectures, Nectar of Ishopanishad 18 lectures, also Srimad Bhagavatam 19 lectures, Life of Narada Muni 6 lectures, and Tamil Srimad Bhagavatam 16 lectures, Ideal Family Man, collections of lectures on Grahastha Ashrama, 54 videos, Mantra meditation classes, 12 lectures, Tamil Bhagavad Gita 126 lectures. These are the major lectures, long lectures. You can listen to lectures like Srimad Bhagavatam in English, 27 lectures, Bhagavad Gita in English, 13 lectures. So we uploaded so many lectures, almost 300 to 400 lectures, large lectures, or maybe 30 minutes plus, almost 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour lectures we uploaded. So you can listen to these lectures and let me know your feedbacks, comments, suggestions. And if you would like to donate to us, kindly donate through Phone Pay or Google Pay, that is 9611243737. This is our Phone Pay or GPay number. You can donate through this 9611243737. And you can donate for Lord Jagannath services like fruits, flowers, vegetables. Also, we are doing construction work, first floor, Harinam Sankirtan Hall, Prasadam Distribution Hall. You can donate for this also. Same, you can donate to the Phone Pay or GPay 9611243737. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.